Hello, and welcome to our Learn and Earn program, Carnival's Travel Advisor Training Program. As an advisor selling Carnival to your clients, your role is a critical one to the Carnival brand. Thank you in advance for your commitment to learning about Carnival Cruise Line and the fun, value, and memorable experiences that Carnival brings to millions of guests worldwide. In today's module, we'll be talking about Carnival's private destinations, and our topics will include an overview of the destinations, and then we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into each of them, including Mahogany Bay, Grand Turk, Amber Cove, and our private islands of Half Moon Cay and Princess Keys. So let's get started. At Carnival, we're always looking for new and exciting destinations for our guests. So over the last couple decades, Carnival Corporation has been going throughout the Caribbean and developing cruise resorts. So these are really an extension of the shipboard experience where guests can get off and enjoy themselves or choose to do a shore excursion if they'd like. So a few of these include Mahogany Bay, which is on Isla Roatan off the coast of Honduras, Grand Turk, which is in Turks and Caicos, Amber Cove, which is on the north shore of the Dominican Republic, and then our two private islands, which are Half Moon Cay and Princess Keys. If you're going on a Western Caribbean itinerary, you may be. So Mahogany Bay is located on the southwest coast of Isla Roatan, which is off the coast of Honduras. So Isla Roatan is the largest of Honduras's Bay Islands, and it really is a great place for snorkeling and diving. In fact, right off the coast of Central America, you have the second largest barrier reef in the world. It's really great for diving and snorkeling along with fishing. Where we've developed Mahogany Bay is a beautiful little insulated bay with crystal clear water and beautiful white powder sand beaches. So it's a great place for swimming if you wanted to do some water activities and some sightseeing as well. The cruise center itself is about 20 acres of waterfront property, 10 of which are private beach access. The terminal itself has two large berths that can accommodate two ships, so we can actually get two ships docked in there at the same time. You do dock, there's no water shuttle operations that you have to take. You get off the ship, there's a welcome center with lots of duty-free shopping, and then a small little mini town center that has your standard duty-free shops along with some local handicrafts. One of the biggest features in Mahogany Bay is the magical flying beach chair. So this is a unique way to get from the shopping area to the beachfront area. It's essentially a ski lift. So it takes you up and over. You get some fantastic views of the facility as well as your ship that's docked there. There is a nominal cost to ride the magical flying beach chair, but it does come with unlimited rides throughout the day. If you choose not to take the magical flying beach chair, there is a path that walks you through. It's actually a beautiful gardened walk that gets you over to the beach as well. Now, once you're on the beach, you do have plenty of loungers out there. You've got 8 cabanas that are available for rent that have a shared private beach access. And in addition to the shopping and the beachfront area, you've got a transportation hub. And this is where all of our shore excursions would leave from. And you can also rent cars or take a taxi if you're off exploring on your own. On the beach side, as mentioned, you've got this private beach area with this insulated bay. There's really no waves there, so it makes a great place to do some snorkeling. In fact, we sell snorkels on board, so if you really wanted to go out and just snorkel and take in some of the marine life, that's a great opportunity. The beach chairs are complimentary. Then there's also some water activities for a nominal fee. You can rent vests, you can rent floats, you can also rent some of the lockers there if you wanted to store your valuable items. We do also have a restaurant right there off of the beach as well. All of the areas are accessible by wheelchair, including the bathrooms. And then as mentioned, we do have some private cabanas for rent. So the cabanas do have a shared area that's a private beach area. They're actually air-conditioned units. You've got attendants there. There's some refreshments in each of them. And you've got use of floats and hammocks throughout the day as well. Separate from the beach cabana area, we do have an area of the beach roped off for a relax on the beach opportunity as well. So there's a few opportunities for a semi-exclusive experience in Mahogany Bay. If you wanted to venture a little bit further out from the cruise center, there are tons of shore excursions. You do have the jungle here, lots of great wildlife, lots of great marine life. A few of our more popular shore excursions include going out to either Big French Key or Little French Key, which are both keys off of Isla Roatan. These are beautiful, exclusive beaches with snorkeling, with water equipment. There's also some eco centers there where you can see macaques, you can see monkeys, there's sloths. There's even a facility that has 2 tigers as well. Swimming with the dolphins is another popular activity. Many folks will head out to Anthony's Key Resort to go swimming with the dolphins. Goombalima Park. Goombalima Park is another area that's a must-see if you wanted to get up close with the capuchin monkeys, which you will see all over the island. Also in Goombalima Park, you can go zip lining. There's some really fun canopy tours you can take here in Isla Roatan. And then if you wanted to go explore another beach on the other side of the island from Mahogany Bay is Tabiana Beach. So Tabiana Beach, again, beautiful white sand. You've got loungers there along with facilities. If you're going Eastern Caribbean or maybe in the Bahamas, you may be calling on Grand Turk. So Grand Turk is the largest of the Turks and Caicos Islands. The Turks and Caicos Islands are the furthest east in the Caribbean. So on one side, you've got the Caribbean waters. You can actually walk out on the powder white sand to some of the coral reefs. And on the other side, you've got the Atlantic Ocean. And the continental shelf on the Atlantic side does drop 8,000 feet. In fact, there's a few areas where you can walk out and peer over that continental drop. So snorkeling and diving are very popular here in the Turks and Caicos. Cockburn Town is the capital here, and it houses a lot of British colonial style buildings. There's also a national museum, but most of our guests enjoy docking and exploring the Grand Turk Cruise Center. So just like Mahogany Bay, it's built to house 2 large ships that actually dock here. And when you get off the ship, you walk through some duty-free shopping and you have everything set up for you. You actually have the Caribbean's largest Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville bar and restaurant. There is a huge pool with a swim-up bar. You also have beachfront access and a lot of great shops. So you've got your standard duty-free shops that you'll find all throughout the Caribbean, along with some local shops as well. You can do some snorkeling from the beach, but let's talk a little bit more about the water facilities. So I mentioned this huge pool. It is a large pool, and the side that's closest to Margaritaville tends to be a little more lively with dance competitions and music. The other side of the pool is a little more relaxed and laid back. There's plenty of complimentary lounge chairs here. You can also rent poolside cabanas. And then if you wanted a little bit of adventure, we do have a flow rider that you can ride for nominal cost. And even if you're not riding the flow ride, as you can see in the picture here, it makes for great people watching. Out beyond the cruise center, there are plenty of opportunities for shore excursions. You can do a hop-on, hop-off bus that will take you to some of the main attractions on the island, including the old salt pans. You can see the flamingos here, which get their beautiful pink color from the algae and brine shrimp here in the salt flats. You can also see a replica of John Glenn's capsule when it splashed down. It's actually a landmark here in Grand Turk because he did have a splashdown right off the coast. There's an old historic lighthouse here. You can visit some of the local beaches like Governor's Beach. You can go out to Gibbs Key where you can see the stingrays. And then in addition to those wild flamingos, you'll also see wild donkeys running around here in Grand Turk. Amber Cove is another Carnival corporate developed port. It's on the north shore of the Dominican Republic, which is known as the Amber Coast. It is beautiful and spectacular. It's very mountainous. If you remember the movie Jurassic Park, the amber mines in the movie were based on the amber mines here on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. So it is not Punta Cana. It is a world away, both literally and figuratively. So it is probably about an 8-hour drive But Amber Cove is closest to the historic town of Puerto Plata. So Puerto Plata was actually established by Christopher Columbus when he discovered the island in 1492. So you can go visit the old colonial city. There's an incline that you can ride along with a straw market there as well. Now, in the Amber Cove Cruise facility, you'll find a replica of Puerto Plata, complete with the straw market right in the middle, so you can buy some local crafts and souvenirs. You also have your standard duty-free shopping as well. There's also a huge pool. It's part of our Aqua Zone. There's over 1,000 beach chairs here, again, complimentary. There's 2 water slides here. There are poolside cabanas as well as over-the-water bungalows for rent. You can also zip line over the entire facility as well. There is a nominal fee for the zip line, but it is unlimited zipping throughout the day. A little more on the water facilities. I mentioned that complimentary pool area and lounge chairs. You've got the water slides. There is a swim up bar as part of the pool, the zip lines. There's a variety of different private cabanas here. So you've got everything from the Grand Cabana, which is over the water and will hold up to 20 people. You've got the ocean cabanas that are on the same piers as the Grand Cabana. Then you've got some cabanas that are poolside and then some that are up in the hills. In fact, if you climb all the way to the top, there is a crow's nest where you can get some great views of the area. For shore excursions, Carnival really, nobody had visited the region in over 30 years when Carnival developed the cruise center. So we really built the shore excursion program from the ground up. So there's a variety of different things you can do. You can go visit Ocean World, which is a marine adventure park where you can swim with the dolphins. You can do, there's tons of beaches you can get to, like Playa Dorado, which is available by vehicle, and just to get to the beaches is an excursion in and of itself, because you are going through the countryside and many times you might have donkeys or goats in your way. We do also offer waterfall adventures. The region is known for its 27 different waterfalls. The Dama de Agua waterfalls is one of the more popular ones, where you can go and jump off the waterfall or climb up the waterfall. You've got these caverns to swim through. So it's a very popular adventure tour that our guests enjoy. Now, if you've ever been to Half Moon Cay in the Bahamas, you will agree it is one of the prettiest private islands out there. In fact, it has been voted for the last 20 years straight as the best private island, Porthole Cruise magazine readers. Half Moon is a small island, about 55 acres, that is known as Little San Salvador Island, but is also known as Half Moon Cay. So this is a Carnival corporate-owned island. In fact, for many years, it was Holland America's private island, but Carnival Cruise Line actually has more calls to Half Moon than Holland does these days. And in fact, if you're wondering about Cay, yes, it looks like Cay, but the Bahamians say Cay. So Half Moon Cay, either one of them is fine. But this is a port where you do have to take a water shuttle to tender ashore. But once you are ashore, you've got this beautiful beach. It's shaped just like a half moon with the powdered white sand and turquoise blue water. In fact, this sign here is one of the most photographed signs that you'll see on social media. I wish I could stay here forever. And if you've ever been to Half Moon, I'm sure you will agree with that sentiment. But once you get off, everything is set up. So you've got the beach with plenty of chairs. There's also some clamshells and floats that are available for rent. You've got the barbecue set up in the Tropics restaurant. So you can go buffet style with the barbecue restaurant, so near shelter, plenty of food for everyone on the island. You also have the bar set up. There's a couple bars you can visit. The I Wish I Could Stay Here Forever bar, Captain Morgan on the Rocks, which actually looks like a giant shipwreck with a bar inside. There's lots of beach and nature trails. And then there's also a tram that runs between the Welcome Center and the Tropics restaurant. So if you wanted an easy way to get around or an accessible way to get around, that's a great option. So some of the things you can do in Half Moon, you can actually go horseback riding. So horseback riding on the beach that will take you through the surf. There are some bicycles that you can rent. You can walk some of those nature trails. You can visit Half Moon Lagoon Aqua Park. There's stingrays that you can do. And also there are private beachfront cabanas that are available for rent. So just like the cabanas in our other ports, they are air-conditioned structures. You do have an attendant who can help grab lunch or drinks for you. You also get use of some of the floats, and there's a shower outside of each of the cabanas as well. Shore excursions, very similar to the activities, but we talked about the horseback riding on the beach. This is a Half Moon Cay exclusive. You can also go kayaking through the lagoon and through the mangroves. In fact, Half Moon is a bird sanctuary, so there's home to a variety of different bird species, so you can go bird watching. And again, you can do some of the nature walks that are also included as shore excursions. Beachside rentals, as mentioned, you can rent one of these structures here. They are great little private cabanas to have. You do have an attendant that will help grab lunch for you. And there's also some massages on the beach as well. Princess Cays. So Princess Cays is another private island experience that you'll find in the Bahamas. It's actually on the southernmost tip of the island of Eleuthera. So this is actually owned and operated by Carnival's sister company, Princess Cruises. Just like Half Moon, you have to take a water shuttle ashore, but once you're here, you've got everything set up for you. So the facility features include a 40-acre complex where you can explore some of the beaches there with plenty of complimentary beach chairs. There also are floats and water equipment and clamshells that you can rent while you're on the beach. You've got bars and restaurants available there. Just like Half Moon, your sail and sign cards do work when you're on the islands. They're an extension of the ship. You also have a complimentary lunch buffet here as well, just like Half Moon. And then there's plenty of paved paths to walk around. And again, the clamshells and private bungalows or private cabanas also available for rent. Some of the things to do in Princess Cays. So a lot of shore excursions here. You can do some dune buggy adventures. There's a glass bottom boat tour. You can also rent some of the water equipment like windsurfing or paddleboarding or going sea kayaking. There's some shopping for some authentic handmade Bahamian crafts. And you can also go out on a sailboat and take in some views of the island from the water. The beachside rentals, just like Half Moon Cay, you can rent a private beach bungalow. These are structures that are air conditioned. You do have an attendant who can help run and grab lunch or drinks for you. You've got some floats here, you've got some beach chairs, and this is all going to be beachside, so you do have beach access from here. And just like that, you're on your way to becoming an expert in fun. Thank you for watching our video on Carnival's private island destinations. Remember to complete the short quiz to complete this training. And for more information on this topic and more, please visit goccl.com. Thank you so much for your support of Carnival Cruise Line.